Oh, look at that. Band back together at last. It's only been about, 3-4 weeks before we've all been on together again.
It's been all right, hasn't it?
So, hi, I'm Andy Thompson, and joining me are Dan Payne, Becca Thompson, and off from his nice holidays, Jordan Weir. How are we all doing?
Evening all, good to be back. Can't wait for Kangaroo Court. You know exactly what I mean.
Not a clue, mate.
I'm happy. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah?
I can't get that. I'm sat here singing. I'm kind of disappointed you haven't put it in.
I've got I'm not playing it today, but I have got like the long sort of outro for it. It has like the chorus and then goes at the end bit. I'll put that at the end.
Top Banner Rugby League. It's epic. It's the best theme tune ever.
You didn't like it?
I know, but I've warmed to it.
You warmed to it?
No, it's the second best theme tune ever.
Go on. First.
Bullseye. Can't beat a bit of bully.
Becca, how are you?
I don't want to speak. If I speak, I'm in trouble.
Why?
No, just everyone's been taking the mick out of me.
But stop being such an ass.
Yeah.
Hey, Oleg.
I also listened to the podcast back and realised I laugh quite a lot. Like, quite a lot.
What you mean?
So, literally after every sentence I say, I'm like...
Right, let's go into news. So I won't be covering any transfers because we'll do that midweek. Hopefully we're all available.
It's 3 hours for that.
Well, we don't need 3 hours. You just need to stop putting dodgy photographs of you topless. Maybe I mentioned we'll be right. That's what took half of it. I time while you were scrolling through your phones.
I wear the shirt this week. Spoiler alert, I'll just have an NCL badge behind me ready for the Whitehaven transfer talk.
Tonight's wasn't an NCL one. We've signed someone from outside the NCL. I know. I mean, it's a massive shock. I know, but this one tonight's wasn't. Just a former Raider.
Either NCL or Town in it.
At the minute, yeah, I don't think we've signed anyone else from outside of Workington or Town at the minute. Workington or NCL at the minute. So it's either the Workington Town badge or the NCL logo you need, Dan.
Well, it'll be Carla the way you're killing teams off at the moment, even in Seaton.
Well, I was just about to say, I don't think. Oh no, we have. We signed a couple of them.
Do you want to apologise to them now for killing their club off, or
Town done that a couple of years ago?
You're just going to bulk the apology when you do the rest of them in as well.
Town done that a couple of years ago when they signed about 12 of them. They had a cracking start of the year to their life in the NCL. Almost made playoffs or made the playoffs, and then Muzzer signed about 10 of them, and then they've sort of struggled since then. So yeah, it wasn't us. It was Muzzer, but it was when he was at Workington the first time round.
Well, your name's Muddin Millam as well now.
Oh yeah, well yeah, completely accept Millam. Yeah, well, completely. Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, when Millam's got a SIG re-election next year, I completely understand it because we've signed about. It seems like we've signed about 18 of them. But yeah, no, we'll accept Millam. But no, Satan wasn't how we're doing.
Well, they don't have much lecky in Millam either. So what it is, one bloke charges his phone at work and he just comes in and gives them the bad news and then leaves again.
Is that what it is?
So they're sick of seeing him, to be honest.
To be fair, at least they've got lecky in Millam. We can't pay our bills, can we? So I got the dig in there before you did.
You think some help with them bills, you know where they come, don't
Right, come on.
No, move on.
Absolutely shameless. Championship League One fixtures are out Tuesday, 26th of November. So I believe we're going to have a bit of an early start as well for the season, aren't we? Across the three clubs.
Mm-hmm. Seems like it. I think especially with the Challenge Cup as well, clubs, League One and Championship clubs. So we'll be all back together for briefly.
Changing format as well to the 1895 Cup this year. I think you can discuss between clubs, so that'll be interesting. Could be a knockout only.
I think it needs to be that, doesn't it, rather than...
Yeah, it's basically looked at as pre-season, over-exaggerated pre-season friendlies with probably Toulouse winning it all this year.
Yeah. Well, then even then, like...
I don't...
I mean, they won't be in it, will they?
They won't win it all because they won't be in it.
Won't be in it. Who's going to win it this year, then? There's no Wakefield, no London.
Bradford? They're signing well.
No, what's great with London? I know, obviously, they're struggling.
London, yeah, but we don't know.
I mean, they won't probably not win it, but I mean, they're not going to be in it.
Why won't Toulouse be in it?
Because the France thing.
They never do. They never don't enter the Challenge Cup either. It's because they're not a member club, in quotation marks, because they're a member of the French. They don't have to enter it. Same with Catalan. Catalan don't have to enter the Challenge Cup, but obviously they do because they're not a member club. You forgot where Toulouse was, Becca. Is that what you're telling us?
No, I forgot. I forgot for a second about that whole rule. I was like, "Do you know something I don't?"
So we'll move on. The Northern Competitions have continued their affiliation with Barrow for the 2025 season.
Smell the money!
Smell the money! Still won nothing on that.
Nope.
Absolutely fuming.
Fixed.
I bought like 20 quid's worth of tickets the other day as well. Like, I want a camper van.
Yeah.
I really want one. Just, you know what I mean? Like, get the fallout with the missus.
If you need some extra income, Andy, you know to come.
No, because I'm already rich.
Just found our new sponsor for the Odd Shape Ball podcast.
Andy Thompson.
Well, I was until the missus spaffed me life insurance money. Paid a mortgage off on and that's it. She's just gone and lived that life of Riley now, hasn't she?
Is that why you're going back to work?
Yeah. I want to pay for the lifestyle. England and Wales ladies with finish off with an 82-0 win for England. 5 tries for Wiggins and Davis. England Samoa 34-16 win for England. Barrow ladies are now without Emma Hutchinson and Sam Norman as well for the 2025 season for travelling. How are you feeling about that?
It's not good. Not looking good.
You know, when you're looking at the stats here for them as well, what I pulled up, so you've got 8 tries from Emma Hutchinson last season and 6 from Sam Norman as well. And I mean, like, considering they're not part of that top 4 team, it's quite a lot of tries to try and replace, isn't it?
It will be too hard people to replace, definitely. Obviously, with Jodie and Michelle leaving as well this season, it's going to be tough. But I think they've been on about it for a while. Obviously, her sister Claire and Jodie have been travelling for a while as well and getting different places. So they've obviously spurred it on a little bit in there. But yeah, definitely, it's a big loss for the team, really. But you know, I wish them luck in what they're doing, and we've got a little message from them as well, and they're making an Instagram page, so yeah, you can keep up with their Instagram as well and see what they're doing.
Hi, it's Sam Norman and Emma Hutchinson here from Barrow Raiders Ladies. As you may have heard, we are both taking a year away from rugby to go travelling around Europe. You will currently find us in the mountains in the north of Spain. We have both loved our time playing for Barrow, me from the very start in the Barrow Island days, and Emma for the last 2 seasons. We are going to miss being around the girls, but wish them all the best for their second season in the top flight. A huge thank you to the club and all the coaching staff, but it's not a goodbye from us, it's just a see you later.
It's a touch that, wasn't it, from the lasses?
An exclusive to the Odd Shape Ball podcast.
Well done for that.
Leaving note. Yeah, I just thought I'd give them a little platform to say their goodbye on as well, because obviously the club's been in their lives for a few years, and obviously, like Sam said there from the start, it's been with her. So yeah, it's sad to see them go. I mean, as a friend as well, like I say, I've known Sam for years, so it's sad to see her go. And she was kind of getting back into a groove this season as well after getting moved back to the wing from fullback. So it was just like she was kicking back into it, and she was, you know, on that flight back up, and now she's obviously going off for a year and having a break. So for the ladies team, obviously 2 big players that are a big loss, but for the commentating side, it'll be a lot easier because there'll only be one Hutchinson on the pitch now. So at least I'll know who I'm on about this year.
Yeah, so enjoy your travels, like lasses, and keep in touch over the socials. And
yeah, we'll get some updates from them every now and then and see where they are and get it on the podcast.
We'll try and do that as a monthly feature or something.
Yeah, monthly feature. Where's Sam?
It's not the first time Chopper's backed an exclusive on the podcast, though, is it, about the ladies' team? You announced it. You announced them to other 2 were retiring before Barrow announced it.
Hey.
Hey.
So if Barrow want to use that voice note, you can at me.
We can pay for it as well, yeah.
£5 play.
Sticking with the trend of exits, Barrow have announced as well 5 players leaving today. Ellis Gillum, obviously, we're already aware of that. Max Clark, Greg Burke, Mike Ogunwale, and well, that's it. Adam Jackson, yes. Yeah. Jacko's going to Australia, isn't
Jacko's going to Australia with his missus, yeah. Ellis obviously gone to pastors new. Max Clark, I was told by, how did they word it with the club? Just basically no player is bigger than Barrow Raiders. So think of that as you will. So Max Clark has moved on. Magic Mike obviously is still a serving soldier, and Burke has played 5-6 games over the last 18 months. So obviously injury problems with him. He needs to find his fitness and his form somewhere else, but it won't be at Barrow for next year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you look at the likes of Clark and Burke as well, they have had quite a bit of an injury-riddled season between the pair of them, so it sort of makes sense. Obviously, they're on the big money as well, aren't they, as the travelling players.
Yeah. It's a shame, because, I mean, for Clark, obviously, I don't want to put myself in the boo-doo so much, but there was a lot of bigger games that he went missing in, and he came to light in the lesser games. If you want to make that what you will. But I think he lost a lot of trust as well in certain people, so that's why he's now been moved on.
Okay.
Wow.
Do we need to put one of those voice clips of Becca putting it over?
Spokesman, that's all I am.
Got that.
Hi, Becca here. Dan said something wrong.
Swiftly.
So yeah, we're doing a bit of a deep dive on the women's team today as well, and we've done Whitehaven, we've done Workington, we've done Barrow men, so it's time for the women to take over. Oh yeah. I've even got a ladies trivia question that I will put in at the end, so Dan can keep his weekly trivia, but
I'll keep all of mine for now.
I'll also keep the women in there as well. So Emily, you've just joined us, but we just played a little voice clip, managed to get an exclusive from Sam just about her travels with Emma. It's Emma, isn't it? Not Claire. Emma?
It is Emma.
It's Emma. I always get confused. I will never remember which
We still do.
Yeah, exactly right.
Occasionally.
Yeah, we just managed to get a little voice clip of her and Emma wishing the best to the team, and but obviously you're in the group chats with the lasses still, and in that team. What's the mood been around them two leaving?
Yeah, well, obviously 4 big players leaving us at the end of this season that have been there since the start. I mean, well, Emma hasn't, but the other 3 have. It is a big loss to the squad. We'll miss him on the pitch, but also just around training and stuff. So I know they're going to miss it. So yeah, we're sad, but hopefully Emma and Sam are coming back. They don't enjoy travelling too much, that they don't want to. But yeah, they wanted to do it last season, so no, I'm happy for them that they've decided to do it, and I'm sure they'll have a good time.
Yeah, I think they did the best thing. Obviously, like you say, what to do it last season, it's good to see them, kind of giving a season to the team, first season in that top flight of Super League. So obviously they just wanted to give the team a year of them as well to help them out. And they did well because you guys finished 5th in the league. So 5 wins, 9 losses. You say it like that, it sounds brilliant, actually. 5 wins, 9 losses. It's just, it's like bang average, isn't it, in the middle. And when you're playing teams like St. Helens and York, I mean, even like the likes of Warrington, you've had a really good season, especially first year coming into it.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think at the start of the season, our expectation, our aim was just to stay up, really. We got up there and we were just like, if we can finish second to bottom, we would have been happy with that. But then as it went on, we were just like, no, do you know what? We can do better than that. So then we sort of upped what we were aiming for. And yeah, when that spot was in sight, that's sort of, what we wanted to get, and we came out with it. So we're buzzing.
So burning question I've got before I get into the deep dive. So obviously I've played rugby with you a few years, and you'll know we've obviously always had a bit of beef with Lee. And obviously
a bit of beef. I thought you meant me and you, then I was like, have we?
Yeah, me and you personally.
No, we haven't.
Oh yeah. We were talking in the podcast a few weeks on, and I said, I think it'd be really interesting if Lee got promoted, because this is the first year that Barrow haven't played Lee since Barrow started as a team. So, what are you expecting from them 2 games next season?
Yeah, no, obviously we've got a bit of history with Lee. Great team, and you know what? I'm glad they have, because they've done it the hard way. They deserve to be promoted. They just missed out, didn't they? And they've had to, basically they were unbeaten, weren't they, this year? And then just had to get that final win, and they did it. So great side. I think it's going to be another team that, we can't take lightly. And yeah, they'll be able to compete. I think they'll be similar to us. Yeah, I think they're a good standard watching. I watched the last couple of games they played. So yeah, no, that'll be fun to come up against them again and see how we go.
Yeah, it'll be a fun game, that, I'm sure. I was mentioned we've had a couple of biffs against them in the past, so that'll be good to watch. But yeah, good to see them back up. I mentioned it's actually Barrow's local derby. It's only about an hour and 45 minutes away, isn't it? So a nice local game. But yeah, so we'll start chatting about this season. So first game of the season away to Wigan. We obviously commentated on that at the formerly known DW Stadium, now Brick Community Stadium, and it was 18-4. But you guys, you held it together. I mean, Dan, you were there as well, and it was so close, wasn't it, for all that time? Sam Norman made a brilliant
I think Wigan,
tackle.
if I Right, Wigan had like a 20-minute spell, didn't they? Anna Davis, ironically, had a great weekend for England. Just kind of ripped it apart on that edge. But apart from that, I definitely say you held your own up against that Wigan team.
Yeah, definitely. I think for me, that was probably the toughest game of the season physically, even though we did have some sort of big scores against the other top teams. But yeah, I think it was 0-0 at half time, wasn't it? I think it was just like tit for tat. And then the second half, I think there was just like a lapse and they'd scored a few on the bounce. But yeah, no, Anna's a very, difficult player to stop once she gets going, just to get her down. And they're a great side. I think we, on the day as well, not excuses, but we did injuries, weren't on our side either. And I think our props ended up playing 70 minutes or something daft like that. So it was tough. It was really tough. But we dug deep, and like you say, it was still a close battle. History as well. I think it was the first game, wasn't it? They got to play on the DW, and we were part of that as well. So yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was quite a good game. I got to do my first bit of commentary there as well. So I was making history as well. Me and
history
Dan got
for you
escorted through the tunnel. Yeah,
Never been proud of you. Yeah,
it was a bit scary, but yeah, we went to that. So yeah, like I think it was a 5-minute spell actually. I think Wigan got.
Yeah,
it was literally.
I think it was about 3, weren't there, in 4 minutes or something daft like that.
It was ridiculous. Like they just found a massive just gap and then just ran at it for a few minutes. But no, it was a good game. Like you said, it was just shame. Barrow had a lot of injuries. I mean, they nearly flicked in that 18th woman rule with a head injury. There was that many head knocks as well. So yeah, I think Weir Clough went off.
She did, quite early on, didn't she?
Yeah, I think literally about 15 minutes in, something like that. It was quite quick. So she was the first. So there was a couple more head injuries. So yeah, it wasn't ideal. But then you guys were at next game home to York, and I've got to admit there was a few grumblings around that I was hearing. Oh, it will be 16-0, it'll be 18-0. I heard a lot of that, and I was like, you know what? I don't think it will. And to be honest, a bit like the men, like you guys have got quite a good home record, and I say that as in not you're winning every game at home, but them big teams that come to Barrow, they don't take it lightly. We spoke to Jodie Cunningham this year, and she was saying that when they come to Barrow, they can't bring a weak team. They bring their full team because that's what they have to do. But I mean, obviously losing 28-8 to York at home, that is your second game of the season. That shows that you're in it to compete.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was a big result. Again, class side. I think we just surprised ourselves again. But yeah, I mean, you've just got to go for it on the day, and if you turn up with a good performance, even it don't really matter who you're playing. We proved to ourselves that we can get like close results, and I think that was a massive sort of confidence boost going into the rest of the season, kicking off like that.
Bit of a tough one to take the next game, though. It was away at Warrington, 10-6 loss. That was such a close game. It was one of the only ones we didn't do on the radio this year, but I mean, absolutely gutting. I watched some of the footage I was given, and yeah, absolutely gutting. And it was what we'd spoke about this the week before. What you guys really lacked against York, if anything, what we could really pick up on was defence, and the defence was. It needed to be worked on a bit. There was some gaps that were quite similar in that game, and then it totally flipped against Warrington. It was like all you guys had done is worked on defence, and then the attack just didn't follow, and it was like really hard to get through. And it was really good. And I know Amanda was really good about that one, because obviously when you're looking at teams you can beat, and that they are one of the ones that was up there on your guys' list. So yeah, definitely a tough one for you guys, that one.
Yeah, no, completely agree. I think we had loads of opportunities to score, and it was just the execution. Yeah, on multiple occasions, really, that should have been a win game, and it wasn't. So yeah, that was up there with a frustrating one. I think with that one, we didn't even bother doing analysis. We just sort of went, let's just put that one to one side. We'll forget it happened. But yeah, like you say, it should have been one that, a definite win, and those ones early on in the season do count, and they can come back to bite you. So we were really upset with that. But it's a game of rugby, and it sometimes it just doesn't work, does it, on the day? So Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, like I said, I remember speaking to Amanda about that one, and she was absolutely gutted. But yeah, like I say, it was like he'd worked dead hard on that defense, and then it was like everyone forgot how to attack. They were just like so focused on the defense. The defense was like outstanding, but then got to the attack, and like you say, there was a few like opportunities, and it was just like rushing and panicking. But obviously turned it around and then got your first win of the season, which was home against Featherstone, 22-10 that game. So, a bit of a bigger win. And the same with the Featherstone games, really. Like, they kind of found a little area and then kind of fought back against you guys. And it got a bit worrying at times, even in the away game. But then you guys just pulled through and obviously beat them both times this season. And they were the team to beat because you guys and Featherstone were the two to be promoted. So obviously you want to beat that team that's been promoted with you and stay up and prove that you're the team to beat.
Yeah, no, 100%. We know what Featherstone were like. Obviously, we were close with them the season before, and it was good to get that first win against them because obviously you're going to compare yourself with them. We've gone up together, and yeah, we were tough with that win because it sort of shown us where we were. And if we were thinking, right, at that point, still, if we were maybe thinking second to bottom, we get the win on them, we both moved up, then it's doable. So, yeah, and then to get the second one, even better.
Yeah, it was pretty much against them. Like you say, you want to be winning them two games because if you can get them points against them and they, they don't win anymore, then you've pretty much confirmed your position anyways. So that's exactly what you want. So obviously, I don't really want to bring this one up, but the next game we had was the Leeds away game, which was a big loss for you guys, 68-0. Jordan was there on the radio with me for that one, and I believe Jordan is wanting to make some comments. The only Women's Super League game for Barrow he saw this season.
Yeah,
so
not so much a comment, but I thought, at that point you'll have played Wigan, the Valkyrie, and Leeds. How much of it was it a step up? That sort of step up going from obviously the Championship the year before, or Super League 2, Group 2 as it was, making that step up to the sort of top division, going against the likes of, the Valkyrie, who've dominated in the past, Wigan, who obviously former champions, and now Leeds, who have started to throw a bit of finance at it as well. What sort of step up was it from the likes of playing, the Liam Featherstones of the year before, the Bradfords of the year before, to that step up of playing these, essentially, some of them now are professional outfits, some of them are now getting paid and are signing full-time contracts then?
Yeah, I think like we've already spoke about, like the Wigan game and the York at home game, they were quite, they didn't run away with the score, so they were quite close. So it obviously is a jump up. We had to be better, but we've worked hard in pre-season to be better, and it worked. But yeah, the Leeds game, wow, that was an eye opener. And it was literally like just straight away, and it was just non-stop the whole time, just like the run, just running, like it just felt constant. Like I'm normally quite fit and quite good at like getting back, and there was times I was still running back on side, and then they were up, they were gone running, and I was running backwards, I think, on one of the clips, and yeah, it was relentless. that's the word to describe it, relentless. Yeah.
and sort of then another way to look at it as well is now getting to play in that top class stadium where previously Wigan's played quite a few games next door at Robin Park and such things. I think Waddington played, is it Victoria Park or something like that? Yeah. Rings a bell. But then obviously now you've played at the DW as it was. You now played at Headingley. That as well. That sort of step up must be. You must look around and think, wow, how did that happen? Because obviously when it was Ireland and it was only a few years ago, for the want of a better phrase, you were still playing in parks. Do you know what I mean? Like so then only be 4 to 5 years later, now be playing at like the DW and Headingley and sort of stadiums like that. That must feel crazy at times.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. It's obviously when you play rugby, you want to play in the stadiums and with the atmosphere, and it's nice to see like the crowds and that getting bigger as well for the women's game, because yeah, it does help, especially in games like that when you've got people cheering you on and you can hear them, and yeah, no, it's all good experience, and the opportunities that rugby brings you, yeah, it's fantastic for girls and women. So yeah, very
That's
privileged.
not the first time that you played at Headingley, is it? Because you played there the year before, didn't you, in the summer bash?
Yeah,
So
in the summer bash, yeah.
you had
That was a good
that
one.
experience, and that was on telly as well. That one, wasn't it? So yeah. I think the nerves were probably less than that that game probably was, but yeah, it was a tough game against Leeds, and I think, but it was good to see that as a team, it didn't kind of set you back in a way of everything that you've worked for in that off season meant nothing. Do you know what I mean? In a way of, you didn't take the loss as, we've not improved, we've not got better because it's such a big loss. It was, you're playing these teams that have come back from these runs, and to be honest, even them top four teams had a bit of a falter. I mean, all you've got to do is look at the grand final. St Helens lost one game all season and then get beat by York in the grand final, and nobody expected that. So I think sometimes they just went on absolute runs where, like you say, 68-0. Barrow, I've watched you this season, you're better than that. You don't get beat 68-0 every week. I think looking at it, that was the highest loss of the season, that game. So
we didn't score, did we? I mean, which is, it's always nice to get over for one, and I don't think it was our best performance, not taking anything away from Leeds, but I think that they just got off to a good start, and I think it was just instant shock, I think, like how quick they scored, and then we were just on the back foot then. But obviously we kept fighting, in true spirit, like you do till the end, and you've got to stick together and keep going, haven't you? But yeah, it was a tough one. Yeah. But that Wigan one at the DW, I still personally found that tougher, strangely.
Well, yeah, with the amount of injuries as well. Yeah, that wasn't the greatest one. That Leeds game, it's one of those where you're asking the referee in it every 5 minutes how long's left.
How long?
How long's and they go 10 minutes, and you go, do you want to turn that in 5? Get it down. But yeah, like I say, me and Jordan were there for that one. I think Leeds wouldn't let me in the stadium till 10 minutes before kick-off, so I had to break my way in, which was fun. But yeah, that was a tough day altogether. But
is that the one where you smashed your phone?
Yeah, smashed my phone up. Had to break into Headingley. It was an eventful day. It was then I had to leave early and got stuck behind a caravan that had overturned on the M6. So yeah, that was a busy day.
Comes in threes.
Forget about that day, should we?
Yeah, I think everyone should forget about that day. Jordan was happy he got to stay for the Leeds game after, and he was sat in the media room. But sad terms on that day. I was actually looking. When we were there, they had the Rob Burrow game coming up in a couple of weeks, and he actually, unfortunately, passed away the day after. Yeah. So yeah, that was, it was a bit rubbish. We'd gone there, and it'd been a not a nice day, but it was obviously a pretty cool day for me and Jordan getting to commentate at Leeds, and then obviously coming back to that news, it was a bit shocking, really. It was, like we'd just been there the day before, so yeah, it was a bit of a tough one, but yeah, like I say, we'll steer away from that though, and we'll get back to this. But yeah, next game, like I say, home to Wigan again, and Wigan obviously had kind of stepped it up a bit at this point. Nothing against you guys, but they obviously brought some signings in as well, got some Aussies over, and they kind of stepped the team up a bit. And Dennis obviously had put a lot of work into him. Obviously realised they'd not started the season as best as he felt they could, so you definitely saw them improving. Obviously got beat at home 46-6. Like I say, quite unusual, because at home normally you have the better record than the away games, as you'll see for every other game. But yeah, it was a tough game against Wigan at home as well, and obviously got to shout out, you are a former Wigan player yourself as well, Emily, so as much as you want to deny it.
No, I don't.
As much as I'd say you should deny it. But, no.
Nearly put me a Wigan stash on, but I thought I'd best not, because you give me a bit of steak.
But too remanded like that.
But that another frustrating one, really, especially when we did, the previous scoreline was quite close. I think we went into that game thinking, right, we can actually win this. But yeah, we didn't, obviously frustrating. But yeah, Wigan, I think the young talent and that they brought in this season, yeah, fantastic. That pace athletes, aren't they? And they've got good skill as well. So it's definitely bright for Wigan. Yeah, looking good, and a few of them being called up for the England fixture that's just happened as well. So yeah, no, it's great for them and great for the game. So
speaking on that England fixture, I've got a question about that. So obviously, not sure if you managed to watch the game this weekend, but Amelia Brown got called up from Huddersfield to play fullback. Obviously, Tara Jane-Stanley's injured her ACL at the moment, so she's out. What do you think that you guys are unlucky to not have some call-ups, or if we have no idea? So do you guys get told you're being watched, or do you go to any trials or anything for call-ups? Because we've spoke about it quite a lot between us guys on the pod, and we thought at least you and Vanessa obviously would be called up there to even trial with the team. So what happens? Do you know anything about that, or do you literally just get told if you pick or not?
Yeah, to be honest, we don't hear much about regards to the England stuff. I think it might have been mentioned briefly if like the England coach is there. Do you know what I mean, in the crowd, or he might be watching you and little comments like that. But yeah, no, it would be nice for for some people from Barrow and Cumbria, to get the call up to to the training. And I guess you just got to keep grafting, haven't you? And if that's what you aspire to do, that you just got to keep your fingers crossed. But it's a tough, the players that they've got in there, it's a tough competition. And so yeah, but it would be great. Yeah, you can only hope, I suppose.
Yeah, because I was saying to these guys, I was like, it's a bit strange. Obviously, you've got players like Vanessa Temple, and she's more, at this point, a utility player, and she's been in Team of the Month 3 times in 3 different positions this year, at least, probably, if not more. But, she's, top try scorer, scored 15 tries for you guys this season. Obviously not taken away from you, Emily, you're a great player as well. But Vanessa, I was really surprised to see her not given that chance, especially when they brought in someone from Huddersfield. And that's not me digging at Huddersfield, but if you look at the England team, it's mainly made out of them top 4 teams. So you think maybe that's why Barrow haven't got a chance. Maybe they're just picking from the top 4. But then when they brought Amelia in, you were thinking, oh, right, well, they do mix it around a little bit. So, it would be nice to see even maybe the England coach come in here and taking a training session with you guys, or, like we say, you guys been invited up there for some trials and kind of say, I remember like when we used to, you guys used to go for Lancashire and stuff, you'd go up, have like a trial and then get selected. So, yeah, I think it would be good to see that sort of thing. And personally, I don't know if he's watching the games, because if I was England coach, I was watching the games, I'd have a few of his called up for trials at least. And that's my professional opinion.
One of the things we discussed as well was they do the Yorkshire Lancashire game, don't they, the lasses? Do you get like a call to sort of take part in that at all? And obviously we can sort of take part of it with the DLA postcode. Is it something you get offered?
You don't hear out about that as well, I'm going to be completely honest. I was actually on about that. I was at the under-19s, helping with a bit of coaching. I was speaking to one of their parents the other week. And I think that's usually made up from the top 4 teams as well, isn't it? And I think they're just sort of selected, and they're just, I don't know if there's a trial or out. I haven't seen out. But, we could put an Cumbrian team in there, although it'll just be the Barrow team.
I'll be playing at that rate.
Lancashire and Yorkshire. But, it's a county.
Well, that's one thing we also mentioned as well, wasn't it? Why can't there be a Cumbrian sort of team involved in it?
Yeah, it's just the facilities and everything, isn't it? Like maybe Emily, maybe we should make a Cumbrian team. Let's. We've already made a successful Barrow one, haven't we? So let's get a Cumbrian team.
A bit of homework for you both, then.
Yeah, we'll get that sorted. But no, I think I agree. Like, obviously, you've played for Lancashire as well, haven't you? So it's it is a bit of it's disappointing to not get that opportunity to get that call up as well, especially as someone who's played for them. So yeah, a bit disappointing, really. But yeah. Hopefully we'll make that the podcast name. Where's the England coach?
Where's the England coach?
So yeah, we'll get some stick for that.
Yeah, just put that in quotation marks and then put Emily Stirzaker afterwards.
Didn't get a call up. So yeah, going back to this season after we've had a nice little dig at selections. Next game, obviously coming back off that home loss against Wigan, you had that tough game against York away, 44-0. It was actually after the men's game as well, and they lost about 40-something nil or 40-6.
It'll be on the previous page if you want to look.
Let me
just someone writes them down for you.
Scroll. I can't read your writing, Andy. That's
don't read it then.
Where's it at?
The bit that says Baron York. It's away from me. I can't see. I've got glasses on. I still can't see it. It'd be easy. You just finding it right. It doesn't matter, does it? Let's just move on.
Yeah, well, Barrow got absolutely hammered at York away, the men's team, and then you guys. But to be honest, like watching, it's weird because watching the men's team, they look like they got battered. Watching the women's team, it didn't look like they got battered. It just looked like the odd try. It was just the same. Like I hate saying it. It was the same tries going in. Like it was in the same place. It just kept spotting the same gap. And York are really good at that. I've noticed that. Leeds aren't as good at, and I've noticed that from watching them this season. I'll see something from the terraces and be like, "Oh, that's a gap there, always there." And York see it a lot. Whereas Leeds, they struggled. Even when they beat you that score, there was still a few times I thought, they probably could have got through there, but like he's covered it well. But yeah, that's not a dig at you guys, but like York are just really good at finding them little positions where they can get through. And obviously that's what they did on that day. And like I say, it was a tough loss there, 44-0 away, but York is always one of them places that is really tough to go.
Yeah, I think the season we had with multiple the top four. Wigan, we know we had a good performance against them. We had one good performance against York. We had a better of the two against Leeds. Saints, neither were great in terms of the scoreline. So yeah, it is frustrating when you've done better before. But then again, York improved from the first time. I think they probably didn't start the season as well as they wanted to. But then obviously they've come out on top and they were good when it mattered. So yeah, and like you say, a good team that they'll find the weakness and they will exploit it. And if it works, we say it as well. If something works, whether it's boring, if it's working, just keep doing it. And yeah, good teams will spot that and use it to their advantage. So fair play.
Yeah, I think they just struggled with the start of the season. Obviously, they lost Tara quite early on with that injury, but obviously Sinead Peach as well. She didn't play the season because she was pregnant, she was giving birth actually. But yeah, she obviously didn't play this season, but went in the joined the coaching staff for York, and again, I think it took them a little bit to develop, but they kind of got more into it, a bit like we were saying about Wigan before, but. Yeah, it was a tough away loss, especially when, the home loss was only 28-8. Like I say, though, the home record for you guys is, it's always a lot better at home. And I touched on this last week about the men as well, because we were saying as well, and you'll probably see this, you'll have a lot more of your players available for your home games because your away games, obviously you guys don't get paid anything, do you? So you can't turn down work or you can't turn down things that you need to do. Even like your holidays, you can't really book your holidays around it. If you found a good deal on holiday, you can't be like, oh no, I've got to play this rugby game and pay $1,000 more a week later.
To be fair, I do plan my holidays around rugby, but it's personal preference, isn't it? It's you can't expect, we're not paid, like I say, we're not full time, but I don't think availability, it does affect us that much away. The odd work issue, but the girls are great at coaches communicate as early as they can, and the girls are great at trying their best to get the time off. I think as one thing obviously is it's the travel, isn't it? I mean, you say it doesn't affect you, but sitting on a coach for 3 hours in a lead up to the game, it's never great. But
some hotels,
we've all got to do it, so maybe it's that, but it's definitely prefer playing at home, 5 minutes away with a home crowd. But yeah.
I can't imagine a 3-hour journey bus back's too bad though, is it?
Oh, it is when it's a Sunday and you've got work the next day and you're seizing up.
Someone's there with a can of dark fruits in your face, like, come on, just one drink, that will next thing you know, you stood on the rafters.
Hey, we're boring professionals now. We don't drink
No Spider-Man in along the luggage compartments and that.
You heard it here live. No drinking from the Barrow Ladies team, so
as much.
As much.
That might be the headline.
One thing I want to say is I'm just obviously looking through the fixtures as sort of Becca's going through it. It can be quite stop-start, can't it? You maybe have 2-3 games on the bounce one, then you can have 2-3 weeks off. Is that's not ideal as well as you? But I suppose when it's only a 8-team league, there's got to be them sort of gaps, so you're not finishing in sort of late July or you're starting so late on. I suppose that can be a little bit frustrating. Where if you are starting to hit a bit of form, then that 2-3 weeks is that must be a little bit difficult as well.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I think it did feel very bitty this year. with the gaps. But then again, with injuries and stuff, it helps, especially if you've got key players that picked up an injury. If you've got a couple of weeks off, then they can be good to go again. So it kind of helps in that sense, and a bit of rest and covering, a bit of regrouping. But yeah, like you say, if you're at a peak sort of thing and you're on a roll, it does, yeah, because then you haven't played for a few weeks then, and it's like sometimes like starting over again, isn't it? So to speak. So yeah, it is a little bit bitty, but sometimes the break is needed.
Yeah, it did help you guys this season a little bit with your head injuries, because you did pick up a few head injuries this season, obviously with the rules about staying out for the games. And I remember speaking to Amanda, and she was like, yeah, well, we've had a head injury, but by the time you played the next game, it's the protocol's all over and done with. So
yeah, there's that as well, isn't there? There's the concussion stuff as well. So yeah, I think it's probably helped, because we haven't got, I don't think we had a massive squad, and I think we had some sort of season-ending injuries as well. Some of the young girls that signed, so we at a certain point we're down to like minimum players. So the break and it's tough. You maybe need that extra rest for your bodies playing these top teams. Personally, I'd rather not have too much, but yeah, there's positives and there's also the drawbacks from it, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, like you say, it's never ideal having them too long breaks. I know we spoke to Amanda quite a lot, obviously throughout the games in the season, and she didn't like the gaps as much as not having them. But I spoke to her, and you like you say, you'd get on a bit of a roll, and not even just like winning games, but certain people in different positions. Like for example, the next game, where it was at Huddersfield when you won, that was when Vanessa first moved into her fullback position, and then it was like she got on that role, Sam Norman got onto a bit of a role, and then it was like boom, another break for all your Challenge Cups or whatever breaks it was. And it was just a bit like, you had this win against Huddersfield at 26-14, great game for you guys, great to get back into that winning streak, but then obviously then you've got to play Leeds a few weeks later, and it's just like, you've come off that top win, and you want to take that energy into the next game. It is hard to keep it in when you've got that going on. But yeah, it was a great win against Huddersfield. Like I say, Vanessa's first debut at fullback, and she had a great game, and it was a big game for you guys. And it was Nicole Stewart, obviously forgot to mention her first game was against York, but she obviously played in that Huddersfield game as well. And she's come in this year and been a bit of an impact player since she's come in for you guys as well. So them two made that big kind of appearance at Huddersfield, and you guys all pulled together. And did you score in that game at Huddersfield away?
Don't think I did. Do you know, I've not scored many tries this year after last year. I'm a bit drought.
We've got the stats. You scored 3, but I don't know. I was trying to think. I'm sure.
No, I don't.
I can't remember who scored in that Huddersfield one,
but yeah, no, that was. I mean, Ness, she's been outstanding all season, and she, you could put her in any position and she'd do a job. But yeah, it's that game. I think we sort of got back to original positions, because I've been playing at 13, sometimes in that covering injuries and stuff. And I think I was back at second row. Sam has done full back on the wing. She was back on the wing, and the next, she was class. And Nicole as well. She's been fantastic for us. Just the energy that she brings, just to go forward, a skill. She's been class. So she's been a great signing as well. So. That's another exciting one to watch. I think next season, as she develops and comes on, hopefully she'll be sticking around. So
yeah, definitely. I think you guys have trained her up well, and like we say, with obviously Jodie leaving as well, it's good to see someone else with them kicking abilities coming into the game. But yeah, like we say, struggling to take that momentum with you when you've got big gaps. But I think you definitely did the next game. It was at home to Leeds, and coming off that 68-0 loss away, you absolutely pulled it back against them, 28-10, but it got close in the second half. I remember we were on the radio and we thought he's were going to do it, we were like, they're going to do it, like they're only a few tries away. And then I think it got to 10-18 or 10-22 to Leeds, and we were like, oh my gosh, like it's literally a try. And then they just scored that last one to kind of put the nail in the coffin there. But again, like, it's a great result against a top 4 team, that 28-10. What more can you really ask for from you guys as well as a team?
Yeah, no, 100%. And Amanda always talks about his performance, and obviously when you come close to the win, it's always like, oh, what if you could have got the win? But you've got to come away from games like that and be proud and appreciate how far you've come, really, to be competing with the top side. Like I said before, we've had like a bad result against them and then a good result, so it shows that you can do it. So it just spurs you on, I think, just to cement that, yeah, we're in this league and we can compete, and it's where we should be.
And then obviously you had a fun next game as well. The next game was at home to St Helens, so that was a 64-6 loss. But yeah, you scored. So like you say, you always like getting
a try.
I love getting a try on the board. But yeah, again, like we touched on it quite a lot though. Them top 4 teams, your aim is to just turn up and play a game against them. It's not to, everyone wants a win, but you've got to be realistic. You're playing teams that have been in the league since 2018, 2019, and it's your first season in that top flight. So, it's always going to be a tough game, especially against St. But touching on that game, they brought their 1 to 13 numbers in that game. They dropped no one. I think maybe they had one injury actually and had Berry Sally come in, but yeah, they literally brought in their full team. I spoke to Jodie Cunningham after it, and she was like, yeah. She's like, Matty speaks to us, and he said to him, we can't afford against Barrow to take a weak team. They're a lot better at home than they do when they travel, like we touched on. And yeah, they brought their all to that game. It was a bit scary.
To be fair, the back row of that St Helens team as well, they're basically the starting back row for England as well.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I think Saints for me were the best team that we played in all areas. I think they're just the cohesion amongst them. They just the set plays, the way, the shape, that the offloads. They knew that someone was going to be there. I thought they were the most sort of technical and tactically best team we played. And yeah, no, they were great. Even though they were beating us, it was great to play them and sort of appreciate the standard that they're at. So yeah, again,
they have a nice squad experience. As well. Yeah, definitely. They're a really nice squad. Like when you speak to them and like they come in the marquee after the game and stuff, they're always spot on. I mean, I know I copped a quick selfie with Matty Smith. I was excited.
Of course you did.
couldn't help it. He was sat next to me and I was like, right, come here. Yeah, it's they are a nice team to play. Like you say, it's it's kind of always good when you guys get to play against them. But I mean, I know we're here to talk about Barrow, but that Paige Travis, oh my gosh, what a player she is.
Yeah, she's unreal, isn't she?
Yeah, she's one of the best players in women's rugby.
Her line running's just ridiculous as well. You saw it again on over the weekend for England, didn't you? Yeah, she's just cracking. You've got Rudge on the other side, and then I said Cunningham linking them up as well. I said that back row's just ridiculous.
I remember we played against a few of them when we used to play Fat O'Heath, Emily, and they won the league when we played against them. I remember playing against Jodie Cunningham, and that was like scary times. So I think now I won't want to play against them now. So credit to you guys for even turning up for that game.
Yeah, Paige is actually a rugby union player. I used to play with her for a little bit at Waterloo. We're both at Waterloo. She was like a starting centre back in the union days. She got a good pass on there as well. But yeah, it's great to see her come over to rugby league and just how successful she's been. And she's such a laugh as well. She's a great personality, and yeah, she's absolutely smashing it. So well done, Paige.
Show with her hair and her nails as well, and all like the sale and stuff. Like just bringing a bit of feminism back into it a little bit. But yeah, then obviously, I mean, 3 home games on the bounce, but you got a good win against Warrington. After that kind of defeat away, 4 points in it, you absolutely kind of came back with a bang against them, 32-14 at home. Great game for you guys. And like we say, that's one of the teams that you aim to beat at the beginning of the season. So great effort from you guys to do that against them. And like you say, 3rd home game in a row. It's good to get a win at home and like you say, in front of that home crowd as well.
Yeah, no, that was a must-win game, that one. After the last performance against them, we knew we were the better team. We just needed to perform. So it was a must-win and we did it. So that was a relief. Really.
And then your next game, you played. Oh, sorry. Andy's writing is terrible. Yeah, it was that away game at Featherstone, wasn't it? That double header against Featherstone. obviously did Featherstone at home and then played them away, and it was a 28-16 win away. I did the comms on that one, and it was pretty scary actually, because you were kind of like on top all the way through. The last 10 minutes, it was like something just flipped, and Featherstone just kind of like turned up a bit more, and you guys were like shocked is a better way to put it, like shocked they got through. And like I don't know if like, obviously you're on the pitch and you're there for it all, I don't know if you guys just kind of took a step back or something, but from where I stood, it didn't look like you guys were any, it didn't look like you were playing bad. It was just crazy how it just flipped for a little minute, and they kind of got some tries in succession. You're a bit like, all right, yeah, where's that end who were out at this point?
Yeah, no, I think so. They got about 3 tries, didn't they, in the second half, I think. And I think one of them was like a defensive misread. I think that might have been Brogan from up the middle. But then the other one was the young halfback. And I think she did a kick, didn't she? I think they were just played a bit more risky, and it paid off. She did a great chip over the top, chased it, scored. And then the other one was Larkin slipped, didn't she? I don't know if you've seen she ran to get the ball, ran a kick it was. She ran past it, slipped, and then because she'd gone past it, they scored. So it was, a bit of us maybe lapsing in defence and a bit of errors, but then also a good bit of skill from one of their players.
Yeah, definitely. Like you say, they had that chance to kind of take a bit of a risk, didn't they? So it's great. And then obviously the last home game was against Huddersfield. You beat them 24-4 at home. I thought you were going to keep them to 0, but you obviously got to do them, so that was quite good.
Yeah, home and away sort of wins, especially after we played them in the friendly at the start of the year, and we didn't sort of get the result. But we put that down. It was the start of the year, but they're a good side if you let them play. So yeah, to beat them as well, for me, that they're better than Warrington and Featherstone. So to be able to beat them, we were tough with that.
And then you fight. We'll get to wrap it up on a fun one. Your final game was against St Helens away. 68-0 loss. That was a tough one. It was the same. That was the highest loss of the season, linked with Leeds. So yeah, it's a bit of a tough one. But like I say, last game of the season, it was a nice goodbye to Larkin and Jodie. So yeah, it was a tough game, but also at the same time, it was good. You got a few new faces on. I think Fran and Maddie got to play a bit of that game as well. So good to see that. But obviously getting to play at the Totally Wicked as well, brilliant experience for you all.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's frustrating, isn't it, to get beat by that scoreline? It's got to be. I was hoping we would have a good performance against Saints as well, like we had the other top 4, but it just, they were class. I don't think it was our best performance, but like I say, last game played alongside Jodie and Larks, and more game time for Maddie and Fran. Thought Maddie went exceptionally well in all areas. Fran had a great game as well. So yeah, just enjoy the experience. The result didn't really matter in terms of our position, so gutting to not do better, but it is what it is.
I know. I thought you were going to score a try at one point. I was getting excited, but yeah, it just didn't come in the end, which was a shame.
No.
But yeah, well, thank you, Emily, for joining us and giving us a bit of a chat. Just before we let you go, can you give us, obviously finished 5th in the league, give us a bit of a sum up of the season and how you guys feel it went for you?
Yeah, just like I said before, really, just we exceeded our own expectations, our coaches, and probably everybody else's, and just excited for next season, really, to be honest, and see it's going to be different again. Lost key players, got some youngsters, and hopefully back from injury. So yeah, see how we go again. But yeah, no, it's been a great experience, and everyone's done great. So yeah, chuffed a bit.
Any exclusives that you can give us? Is there any signings that you know about?
No idea, to be honest. Hopefully, I'm hoping just a couple of the young lasses that were out of injury can return, and it'd be nice to see Beth Pat back. Such a talented player who sort of left us, had a baby. But yeah, if we can get some signings, that would be fab. But as it stands, no idea.
Well, that's an exclusive because I didn't know Beth Pat was back. So that's.
No, I don't know if she is yet. I'm hoping.
Go and leave. You've dropped yourself in it now.
Not quite an exclusive. There's zero confirmation. Just fingers crossed.
So just before we let you leave, I don't know if you've heard our podcast before, but we do something called Kangaroo Court, which is basically like our weekly nomination for someone that's done something, maybe a bit questionable in rugby leagues. Like, for example, Michelle Larkin slipping at Featherstone and letting her try in. But, if you had to give us your Kangaroo Court, shall we say, for the season, what moment do you think would you put up there?
Oh
What
dear.
to choose from?
On the pitch. Let's
On or off?
or off the pitch. Oh, what's something that you've done that you'd rather forget?
Yeah, we'll put it that way. Yeah, keep it clean though.
There's probably a fair few, but let's give it to Larch. You can go out with one of those as well. End a career on a whoopsie slip, and yeah, she's clumsy. She always does stuff like that. She always gives herself a black eye or something daft like that, so she can have it for slipping over.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us, Emily.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having me.
So we're going to move into Dan's trivia now. So, Penny, do you remember the question from last week?
Do you? You're going to make me search for it.
I'm going to make you search for it because I thought you'd be prepared.
I feel like he'll be sat
I
there reading
remember
this out
because
to us.
Carcassonne was in it.
Carcassonne was in it.
It was who played for these teams in this order, and I think it was Barrow, Raiders, Workington.
So, you're halfway there, go on.
And then I was going to say, and also played for England Lions or something, and Carcassonne.
With GB back then, wasn't it?
Or GB, yes.
Which player played for Barrow, Whitehaven and Town in that order between 96 and 2003 and also played for Carcassonne in France? Representing
That had me
both
laughing.
England, Great Britain students. The answer was, of course, Glenn Hutton. Answered first by...
Well, I'm going to give it to Graham Shaw and Adam
Graham
Jackson
Shaw.
for both answering it. So
Okay, yeah.
I've been direct generous. And obviously, goes without saying, the encyclopedia.
That is
Phil Lackey
Yeah.
also get it. He gave everyone a chance to answer it, didn't he, before he took the glory? But
I'll have to get a question off Phil. What I'll do, I know Phil listens, is when the wife's out, Phil, send me round and we'll sort these bills out.
Christ. Honestly, don't go for it, Phil. It's not worth it, mate, because you don't hear the end of it.
He knows.
You can always block him. There's an email address to get in touch with the podcast. You can completely avoid that. It's osbpod@hotmail.com, just in case you're wondering, Phil.
Oh, what a link.
You can just come see me at work.
Oh, yeah, to you as well, yeah.
He was talking to me about the pod today. I was like, we'll get you on.
Just get a little interview
just get my phone
in your
out,
day
yeah.
break and that.
Hear all the slamming behind in the factory.
So well done. Now it's a double treat, haven't we? We've got a bit of ladies trivia and dance trivia as well. We'll start for you, Becca. We'll go with ladies trivia.
So, with it being the ladies' deep dive, I thought I'd throw a little question in there. So, who was the first women's player to score for Barrow Raiders when they were in Super League? So, this is when they were in Super League 1. So, obviously, this year was the first season in top flight of Super League, but last season they played in Super League 2. So, which player was the first to score for Barrow Raiders women when they joined into that Super League?
Do you know what's good about that?
First I know. Woo!
We were on comms, weren't we?
Yeah, we were, yeah.
So we'll have to try and find the answer for next week. We'll find a
We'll
commentary.
find the comms. Because
Yeah.
I know you'll know it. I know it. I know Jordan know it. Do you know it, Andy?
No.
Oh, that's
Shocking.
You don't listen to us on the radio. What?
No. I'm normally either there or nursing a hangover after a rugby bus.
So, yeah, that's my ladies' trivia of the week. Just thought I'd maybe get some of the lasses to give us a comment.
We're going to do a bit of 20 questions. Well, not 20, obviously, but, just to try and get some hints. Help people
Help
out.
the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a female.
That's my question.
For Barrow.
Cheers. Is it an outside back?
No comment. You don't get 20 questions. Behave yourself.
It's not for me. It's for the audience, Jordan.
Couldn't care
So
less.
that-
Wait.
So what?
No.
I'm not leaving you sit. Don't answer him, Becca.
What's that say?
No comment.
That's like
No.
you've got your
Ask
full
another
back and you've got
question.
2 wingers and 2 centres. That's 5 players there.
Oh,
Huh?
maybe.
With the
Right,
Chiefs
leave it
scored
there.
a lot of
Move on.
tries this season.
Move on. Move on.
No,
Move
on. Hey, you got your question in a minute.
She's got how many tries this
They
season?
should add quite a few tries this season.
Not really, no.
No?
It's not who you were thinking it was then. You thought it was Vanessa, didn't
Just
you?
shout her name out,
It wasn't
Andy.
Vanessa.
Oh, I was thinking, is it going to be Sam?
Sam.
No.
Right, hold on.
Yeah.
Stop. Gonna say you
No.
put it down here,
Oh,
please.
I know. I
You
told you.
put
We're
down
not
all the
giving you
options.
any hints. If people know, they know, and we will get the commentary from our game.
Yeah, we'll find it.
We'll
Yeah.
find it and
Yeah,
we'll get it
somewhere.
played next week. So, yeah, Leave your answer in the comments or send us a message. Facebook, TikTok, Twitter,
Speakpipe.
email.
Are
SpeakPipe. That
you?
sounds like the thing Mario went down. You know,
What?
the green pipes. Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
Well,
That's the episode name sorted. It's that thing that Mario went down.
Sounds like the thing Mario went down.
a speaker
No, it
pipe.
does, doesn't it? You know, the green pipes used to press them, Mario go down them.
Yeah. Wouldn't speak.
It's a me, Mario.
It's a me, Mario.
Dan,
Not
get your trivia in. Come on.
It's took a turn, this podcast, hasn't it?
It's late at night. My
So
brain's
Dan's trivia this week. So we're going a little bit off the cuff, a little bit. I'm outing him for a trick question because I was all over this for him to let me have a big rant. I didn't just give him an answer. I gave him a deep explanation of the answer for him to say, nope. Oh, nice one. So,
Who's that?
which player from the 2000s played for all three Cumbrian clubs and these days is a comedy writer and performs stand-up comedy?
I know.
I was as quick as you.
I think I know.
I think you know what you know. And I think you're all wrong.
Can I put it in the WhatsApp group and you tell me if I'm right or wrong?
Yeah, you can, because I'm going to assume it's more down your neck of the woods than it was more than what I was thinking.
Have a look.
Because
Yeah, I was thinking our neck of the woods.
I was thinking our neck of the woods, as he just texted me in there. Where have you gone?
Did you get it?
Jordan got it in one.
Oh,
Yes!
Yeah. No,
Although, to be fair, I didn't realise he played for yours lot.
I'd never heard of him.
yeah, I have no idea who that is. Sorry.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I follow him on TikTok.
Oh, there you go. Steve,
There
said
you
you're
go.
gonna get it.
Ooh.
That
Follow on
is enough
TikTok.
clue there for people that are listening, because I bet you're all thinking the same person. I won't name him, but Jordan's got it. So
I think I know who you said as well. I won't mention it on air, but I think I know who you said. Let me put that in there as well.
yeah, go for it. Don't mind us, folks. We're just having a big WhatsApp conversation while we're doing this podcast.
Is that how you said?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Because that person you said has been at that comedy club that Paul Smith runs.
Yeah. All right, don't
Yeah,
throw out so many
see?
hints. Come on.
There we go. We'll leave it there. We'll leave it there.
Oh, you're having a go at me for this, and then you're just going sprinkling it all out, are you?
He's so excited because he got it right.
It's the first one I've got right.
Need some from my era, please.
I've got one.
Have you?
Yeah, but you'll have to wait for it, won't you?
Well, can you tell me after this?
No, because you
like
wanted to be
waiting.
greedy and have your own bit of trivia, so
Oh.
we could have had two
I just wanted
today.
to be involved.
Well,
We could do a bonus one. We can go for a treble trivia.
Come
Oh,
on,
we're going for triple
please.
trivia.
treble
Let me
trivia.
guess.
Treble
Yeah, but
trivia.
we're
No,
gonna
save
ruin
it,
it.
save it,
Yeah,
save
yeah,
it, save it, save it, save it, save it, save it for next week. Save it, save it, save it.
Should
The
we do-
Barovians outweigh the
spot vote.
Maras.
On the spot vote right now. I'm
Triple trivia.
Becca's saying treble. Andy,
I think we stick with double.
That was a last minute.
I'm out. So judging vote goes to Jordan. Jordan
Oh,
says,
whatever. I hate you.
Save it for next week.
You're asking. Oh, you're telling me after this.
That was just a sympathy vote because I did you dirty while you were on your holiday last week, and
Yeah,
couldn't
you
defend
had
yourself, my mate.
I had my AirPods in, flying back yesterday. Downloaded it to make sure I could specifically listen to it on the plane. By the way, the Creston interview, very, very good, Dan. I like that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, didn't
And,
ask about Joe Reg though, did you?
I don't think you pushed hard enough, Dan.
Don't you start at all. I know, right? I had my say on that forum today, but yeah.
Mm.
They just need, some people just need to be patient. Patient, folks. We're
Have a
doing this
little.
one step at a time.
Well,
Yeah.
It's a 2024 season review. I'm not going to push them next season, am I?
What are you talking about?
Bullying
I'll have
me in
screenshots
my
of that.
absence last week.
I
Absolutely disgraceful.
might start going on these forums and saying, look, send me your statements and I'll send you the know-how.
Oh,
I'll send you the insider knowledge.
cut that out.
Can't help it. Can't help myself. Anyway, that's this week's double trivia. Double trivia, one men's, one ladies. Stop your moaning.
Yeah, it's just a full bottle lips out here now. No, that's fault. Right, we're going to kangaroo court.
Okay.
Who wants to go first? I've got two this week, so I've been greedy. But
I forgot mine. Go on, you go.
Jordan, you go first.
You three bullying me in my absence last week. Disgraceful. I don't mind you bullying me when I can have a go back. But when I'm not here
Character building, isn't it?
and you play, no, it's not character building if I'm not here. If I
Flip.
can't Don't play the clip. But was it Weir's tears got a mention about 3 or 4 times? The monologue got played. I might have been enjoying the sun, although it doesn't look like it, because, yeah. But, hey, you. But, yeah, no.
You've been on holiday.
But, yeah, so, no, it's okay when I'm here and I can have a go back. But, no, when I'm not here, not good. Therefore, you 3 in my kangaroo court and just keeping my record up of having Dan in just about every other week.
I just got images of you absolutely scathing on the plane now.
Land it now.
Getting the meal tray thrown on, just being at the front deck in one of the stewardesses.
To be fair, the missus looked at me at one point and go, "What are you laughing at?" And I just had to show her what I listen to, and I just got a disapproving look. So, you know.
Which bit were you laughing at in particular?
Joas.
Oh,
Joseph asked.
The review.
I can't believe you came out with
I
that.
Facebooked him as well, like searched him on Facebook.
He's one of the Ironpill lads. Does coach
Is he?
that? Yeah. That's what I was laughing at.
Get him on the pod.
After you calling him Joseph Ass.
Yeah. If I walk in here one day and he's sat there on a chair, I'll walk back out.
Hey, Becca, have you met Joe?
Hey.
So, Becca, your kangaroo court.
Oh, no. Will you come back to me, please?
No.
I'm still thinking.
I know mine.
Oh, no, I've got one, but it's not rugby league.
Well, that's not good then,
That's
is
not
it?
good,
It's
is it?
rugby.
Oh, don't you dare. You're going to talk Yarnian?
Huh?
You're going to talk about Yarnian?
Yeah, well,
Is it you're going to be
Wow.
over someone
Wow.
knocking the hacker?
yeah, I was
Yeah,
going to say.
no, you're not having it.
Oh, but that was so, and then I was
No.
going to say he absolutely copped out because he retired.
Rugby League podcast.
Oh, okay,
Just
I'll
so you
think
know.
of another one. Dan,
Yeah, so you should.
Oh, God.
Kangaroo Court this week, I'm calling up Raider 91. How dare you? How dare they? I put my time and effort into that and he couldn't do nothing but abuse.
Raider 91. Dan Hitler.
I know. I'll get some message back now of some 60-year-old. I'm Raider 91. I did behind that. Well, yeah, what they all do.
Oh,
It's felt
I'm
like
going to get. I'm going to get the.
that's so funny.
Andy's going to find it now.
I'm going to get the direct quote for you. Useful there while I get the singing.
All right, yeah. So, Raider 91, if you are listening, we all know the answers to these things. But like I say, you have to be respectable for the coaches, and they don't want to talk about contractual things at that stage. That's fine. That's on them. I can't push certain things out they don't want to speak about.
So would you like me to read the quote?
Read the quote out,
I've got
Andy.
that somehow triggered you.
Raider 91, get to the front of the courtroom.
Reading between the lines, Stack has an offer from Workington and Barrow and is leaning towards a swan song season with Town. Eluded Gillam as a 2-month trial at a club. I'm not going to say where because
They can say it's on the forum. They think they know.
all right. Well, the south of France.
Oh.
He never said if unsuccessful there would be room for him in the budget to come back. A couple of transfers incoming, but wasn't pressed on the position. If you didn't ask if the dual reg would continue next year or not, unless I missed it. If so, what was the answer? So
Well,
What
Raider
was the
91.
because you cowboyed it down is basically what I went on there.
I know the answers, but we're going to save them for the 2025 preview, not the 2024 review.
See, your reaction now is different to what you posted back, though.
And I was trying to be professional.
Professional.
I'm a very professional man.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. Listen to my
No.
nice, beautiful, professional response.
You can go on. Beep. That was the one you put in a WhatsApp chat, wasn't it?
Oh,
I think many can read between the lines, but Paul won't discuss certain aspects until they are official, contractual reasons, etc. We didn't press much on the 2025 season transfers and dual reg, as that'll be in a few weeks once training has started again. This was more of a 2024 review with a few snippets in the next season. Hope you enjoyed the podcast, though.
yes, hey. Podcast plug. That was a very professional, courteous. Is that the right word?
So reading between the lines, that was a go forth and multiply, was it?
Well, I need to be careful because I still want more customers, so I need to make sure that.
Isn't somebody?
Read between them lines.
I hope Red 91's one of your lot.
91. How old does that make somebody if they're 91?
33, 34.
91. Oh.
I'm only
Oh,
33.
Becca, come
I'm,
on.
I'm 93, so I'm 30. I'm turning 31 next week.
I'm only 33-year-old, do we know? Ooh, Jamie's older than that. What would you
Yeah, I was going to say, hi, Jamie.
Ooh, who else likes a bit of controversy? Bala? No, he's far too old. He's more like 71.
But what you just keep calling everyone out for being old, then
Yeah.
that's not going to go wrong for us whatsoever, is it?
I don't know. Jordan, how old are you?
It's not me.
Oh,
Are you 93? Or
No,
92?
94.
94?
a young baby.
Just
94. Wow.
I'm 99.
86, mate.
Christ.
I'm the old dog in the room. I know, right?
I'm a 90s
Dear
baby.
me.
right. Kangaroo court. Becca.
Mm.
91.
Say it.
I actually don't. The only one I had was Joe Marler.
I'm going to bully you for this because you know this comes every week as well.
I know, but I'm just so nice. I don't want to give anyone
You're full of it.
the best one. I'd say what Wales not showing up to the England
There you
Wales
go,
game.
that'll
There you
do.
go.
There you go.
That'll do.
Why didn't they show up?
Why didn't they show up? Because they got hammered. You know, that's it. No, it's a tough game, but I thought they would have scored a try at least or something. But yeah, tough one for Wales. But yeah, you've got. I mean, yeah, it was 82-0. They got beat by England. 84-0, 82-0.
82.
82.
82-0. Yeah, it's a pretty bad defeat. But obviously, England were saying that they wanted to show that they could take on the Aussies and stuff. So that would be quite good. But yeah, but I don't really. Yeah, I'll just say that one because.
So Jordan's gone and nailed us three. Dan's gone after someone anonymous on a forum.
Go for a keyboard.
You've gone and
I've gone
took
after the whole
took down a whole
country.
country back who's just developing a rugby team as well, and a new developing rugby team's getting pumped.
Oh, maybe that's what I'd say actually.
Okay.
Faye Gaskin is one of the coaches at Wales.
Okay.
Well, she played for England.
And?
So
Traitor.
you're trying to say that she's got for all the games, so they get dropped and that in the future.
Well, no, I just should be allowed. I don't think that should be allowed. And I think I'm a bit like that with football, though. I don't think like why have England got a German coach? You know what I mean? Like you should have a coach from your country.
Yeah, but they're all crappy. Let's be honest.
That's not in my head though. That's how it should work. So when I seen Faye Gaskin up there, I was like, "What are you doing there?" But maybe she's a bit Welsh.
But she's retired now as well, isn't she?
Yeah, she has retired, but she's ex-England, so
Yeah,
Becca, your head scares me.
that's not fair.
So she's retired, so she can do it.
Oh,
Andy, Kangaroo Court, come on.
Well, I've got a third nominee here.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I've been greedy. I've gone for two. So Jerome Luai, because he kicked out at Herbie Farnworth when he scored the fourth try for England, and then he's in on a Cumbrian as well. Morgan Knowles in the 76th minute went in knees first, and I just thought, you absolute house. And the other one, it's going to be very controversial, is Sean Wayne for wanting to bring Lancashire and Yorkshire back.
Oh, get it in the bin.
When there's more than 2 rugby league counties.
Get it in the bin.
Disgusting, that.
No, get it in the bin. It didn't work 20 years ago. It's not going to work now. Let's get a proper international calendar sorted. Let's get the Aussies over here. Let's get the Ashes series sold. And scrap Lancashire and Yorkshire. It didn't work. It was played in front of 2 men and their dog 20 years ago. It's not going to work. It didn't work then. It's not going to work now. Let's get a proper international calendar sorted. Let's get the Aussies over. Let's get some decent tournaments going. And let's spread the word of rugby.
Now, you say that.
We might be going on the same route here.
Well, I was just going to talk about. I get Jordan's point, but when Cumbria, lowly behold, Cumbria, who were there, were put at Workington's ground, it was packed. There's 4,000 people there watching play some non-heard of Jamaican team. So if you're telling me the people are interested, if you put that Cumbrian team in front of Lancashire or Yorkshire in a bigger stadium, I generally think it'll sell out more than internationals will. I think the atmosphere and the crowds at their England games were shocking, to be fair.
Well, yeah.
And I was thinking, what would you rather watch as a fan? Would you rather watch Cumbria versus Lancashire, Yorkshire, or would you rather watch England smash some half a Samoan team?
Well, Cumbria, because obviously I've got a vested interest in it, but But yeah, like you're seeing, like obviously you touched on last week, Becca as well. Like they were playing at Headingley, they were playing that, and on the same day, Leeds United they're at home as well. So Leeds United got 36,000 there, and I'd say a majority of them will be rugby league fans. So if Leeds wasn't on, like, you know what I mean, if they sorted the fixtures out properly, there wouldn't have been a clash there. They could probably pack that out.
Yeah,
and the city wouldn't have been as full.
That's probably our friends at the BBC, though. They've probably said, you need to play. We'll show it at this time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's maybe not the RFL, but that's probably, we'll show it at this time. And in all fairness, the games were meant to be a week earlier, but then they delayed it for, was it Stephen Crichton's wedding? and then he didn't even bloody play. So then, do you know what I mean? So like, in all fairness, do you know what I mean? But then that's just probably how Tin Pot Rugby League is. They delayed it because of her wedding. No offence to Stephen Crichton, but do you know what I mean? That's how they said. Some always said, well, yeah, if you're not going to delay it a week, well, you're probably going to send a second string side, and they probably didn't send the strongest side then anyways. So yeah, I think it just shows we need to get a proper calendar in place. Look at Rugby Union, played New Zealand at the same time. There was 80,000 at Twickenham. We need to get a proper international calendar sorted. Let's start it with the Ashes. Let's get it sold out, and then let's see what we need to do moving forward.
So just touching on the Aussies coming over, I can't remember whether it was on the forum or on one of the pages. I think it got brought up at the Barrow Q&A on Friday night as well. Was why not have the Cumbria team playing against the Aussies? As like, obviously it'll be like a warm-up match for the Aussies, won't it? But it'll be something they'll get arses in seats and that, won't they?
Die.
I'd love to see.
I think it'd be. I think it'd be so. Yeah, but if you look at the opportunity for them, I think it'd be brilliant for them. Obviously, let's be honest. You know which way the result's going to go, but just for the opportunity for them lads to go up against that sort of quality, and then Cumbrians who probably won't get to see these players sort of live in their hometowns. I think like obviously I'm going to be selfish here and go for Barrow. Imagine Craven Park absolutely packed out, on the Northern Competition Stadium absolutely packed out with watching that.
I was there for the Four Nations game when Scotland drew with New Zealand at Derwent Park. You couldn't move. And I was there for the first of the 2013 World Cup games as well, where Scotland played as well. There was 7,500 there. Couldn't move. Fantastic. And yeah, we need more games like that. I don't think it will happen. I just don't think the Aussies would. They're coming over, and with the way the NRL works, and they've got to have so long a period off, and they don't like the players playing too many games anyways. I just think these days the tours aren't tours compared to what they used to be, either in terms of, maybe in the 80s and the 90s when they were playing, they were playing Widnes when Widnes were the Cup Kings, or Wigan, or such things like that. Or when they used to play Cumbria back in the sort of 60s and 70s, back when it was Cumberland, back when you lot weren't involved. But yeah, no, I just don't think I'd love it to happen, and I'd love, wherever it happened in Cumbria, more likely probably to be, anywhere. But even here, get it, even if it was up at Carlisle, get it at Brunton Park. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't, like, get it in a proper stadium. That's probably going to be more, and that's probably no disrespect to any of our three sides, but if you can get it in Brunton Park where it's all going to be and the facilities are there, and it's, you're not going to have any issues with floodlights, except, such things like that. But yeah,
we're all right. We pay our bills.
But you know what I mean. But you know what I mean. Like, you could get in a proper stadium. You could sell it out, and and I just think that would be probably the way to go about it if you are going to do it. Because I know the Kiwis had a lot of complaints, let's say, about when they played at Derwent Park back in 2016. But yeah, I think I'd love to see it. I can't see it happening, but that could be when, again, if you're going to get a proper international calendar in, these things can be planned into the future. You can market them 12, 18 months in advance. Let's get a proper calendar sorted.
Like, I'm aware, obviously, we're dragging on a bit here, but like, we're going on about these touring teams. Like, I remember, like, was it the USA Tomahawks down who came to Barrow?
I remember, yeah.
There's a lot of there's an Australian Fiji team as well that played Barrow as well, if I remember rightly, a few years ago.
Yeah.
But you don't really see that sort of thing going on even. That was another thing that, because they did the hacker and that, people, well, their version of it, sorry. People came, it made people want to come just to see that live sort of thing and see what this USA team were all about. And you don't really you get them sort of games anymore that are just a bit out there, you know what I mean? And that draws just even the odd strange fan, like the stranger fan sort of thing, who doesn't really come watch every game.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I remember, obviously, back sort of 2010, 2011, Cumbria hosted England, obviously following the shootings up here in the west of the county, of course, and then hosted the England Knights the year after. And then there was, an 11-year hiatus where Cumbria didn't play. There's a lot of people saying, please play too many games, but if you put a representative shirt in front of them, they'll bite your hand off for it. And if you can get them against these touring sides, if you can get a proper international calendar in, if you get Papua New Guinea coming over, if you get Tonga, if you get the Cook Islands, if you get Samoa, get a proper tour planned in, get it all sorted. And, these things can be planned for, and it's something for players to sort of aim for, knowing that them opportunities are going to be there at the end of potentially each season.
So, please get in touch. We've got SpeakPipe. You can find that on the Oddshaped Balls website, which is osbpod.podbean.com. Scroll down, you click on that, click on the link, enable your microphone and drop us a 90-second clip. Do it for your phone. It's probably miles easier, to be fair. quite a touch. Email as well. You got osbpod@hotmail.com. Feel free to drop us an email. Follow us on X now instead of Twitter.
Thanks.
OSBalls RL. TikTok, Odd Shaped Balls Podcast.
It's odd.shaped.balls.
Where have you done that?
TikTok. That was all I could have.
Balls. Odd.shaped.balls.podcast.
No, just odd.shaped.balls.
Oh, that's inconvenient.
Odd.shaped.balls.
Balls page.
Why are you inviting me to a balls page? Like us on Facebook as well. Follow us on there as well, Odd Shaped Balls. And subscribe to the YouTube channel, Odd Shaped Balls Podcast. Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Thank you. Love you.
Play the outro.
Play the outro.
Yes, this is the best bit.
Listen up to stories told, legends new and old.